100 pounds?
We have such sights to show you.
Hey, thanks for joining us, or welcome back. This is Clunacy. This is our Transformers Studio Series 1986 Transformers the Movie Constructicon review. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and get things started with Bone Crusher here. As you can see, he's done in a very solid base plastic. Very little paint applications. Has very limited, at least for my taste, he has limited articulation. I don't really like the articulation on this guy. This guy kind of feels like a cop-out, particularly for the price point. But he does look very, very good as far as what they were able to do and what they were willing to do. I do have several gripes. The arms are terrible. This is core class feature. They used to do this kind of engineering on the core classes, and you essentially fold the arm up when you transform it, and it's pretty bad. Plus, he's a little bit more wide than I would like, but things are subjective. You may like it, I don't. But overall, for what I got him for, I think he's going to work for me. I didn't really get him, and I don't really think anybody really did get this piece for Bone Crusher. But, you know, we all came for Devastator, and this is one of the pieces here, and that is Bone Crusher. He will be back later. Right, and moving on. We will bring in his friend Scrapper. And as you can see, Scrapper's a little bit better. He was the first one released. He does have breakups, color breakups, and things like that. He does look very, very much better. He jumps right out like he just walked off of the screen. He's built well. I hate the hollow bits in the back of his leg. I understand why they're there. It's for the transformation. But this character suffers a lot. The articulation is less than ideal. You know, plus there are the gaps, like here in the arms. And at the price point of what this was $35 when I got it. That really sits bad on my palate. But, I mean, it is what it is. We didn't get this for Scrapper. Again, this is another Devastator move. But here is a nice 360 of Scrapper. He's looking very scrappery. And, yeah, as far as, this is probably my second favorite in this whole set. But he does look very well. So, moving on. Here we have Long Haul, and this is a vast improvement over Long Haul that was in the Combiner Wars Devastator. This is just leaps and bounds better. He actually has a body. You can see noticeable hips. I mean, this guy is not without complaint. He does have some things that are wonky. His arms are a little wonky. I think the tabs here are weirdly placed, but I mean, like, I understand. And again, I'm not a You know, I don't own $1 billion toy company, so my complaints here are particularly with these back wheels. I feel like they should have folded into the back to make a more profound silhouette on the character. But other than that, I am greatly satisfied with this. This is a huge improvement over the last version of Long Haul we got. He's not just a brick. He actually looks very well, and I'm quite pleased with him. He does come with a gun and several other accessories that I will show later. Not his gun. I unfortunately misplaced his gun, and I have no idea where it is. It's somewhere with Hook's gun, and I just don't know where they are. But, moving on, speaking of Hook, we'll go ahead and pull him in. And this is Hook. This is my favorite Constructicon of all time, and this is one of my least favorite of this series here. I really take exception with this being cartoon accurate, and this is supposed to be on the front of his foot. And I know that's a big nitpick for me, and it's probably not a big deal or going to change anybody's mind on buying this in particular product. But when you're claiming cartoon accuracy, I'm expecting cartoon accuracy, and this should be here. And so for those reasons and these terrible... It seems like they brought this over from the Combiner Wars. This is essentially the Combiner Wars Hook retooled, redesigned. It is very, very good for what it is. But, you know, it is what it is. Nobody bought these again for the individual bots. I'm pretty sure this is a Devastator deal. But, yeah, so there is Long Haul, or excuse me, Hook. That's a whoopsie. All right, and now we've got my second least favorite of this whole batch. Just because he's plain Jane, I just have never really liked this guy. He does break up well. I like the color breakup between him. He's not just a green blah like a couple of the other ones are. He does have the hollow bits. Some strange design choices, at least from my perspective, on his piece right here where it becomes a little part of the combiner. It's strange, and maybe it's just foreign to me, and I just don't like it because it's foreign. But overall, he really does look like he jumped right out of the cartoon. And I've got him posed up here, right here, so he's getting ready to shoot Prowl. So, you know, but he does look really well. I like how they retained this piece here, even though it has absolutely no functionality. And they went ahead and molded that in. I don't think they had to, clearly by some of the other choices on the other figures. But they went ahead and did, so they get a huzzah for that. And that is Scavenger. He does come with his gun here. And then finally, we have my favorite of the whole batch, which is Mixmaster. I think they did a really good job on this. This also does suffer from some visual miscues, I think. But again, I could just be being snobby. If this floats your boat and this is good for you, this is a great option. As far as this is the best Mixmaster I think Hasbro's ever done. I'm quite pleased with this. You know, overall, I mean, all of them suffer some portion of not bringing, I don't know, my tastes have elevated to the part. I mostly collect Masterpiece, so these Chug ones are really hard for me. I do enjoy them. I buy them to play with, and potentially for stop motion is my idea. So I don't really display these. I get them more to play with, but these ones I got for Devastator so that I could pose them with my Magic Square Constructicons, because I feel like the size might be a little bit more to my taste. I'll show you later in the final thoughts. But yeah, here is Mixmaster. I love his pinned wheels. And I mean, as far as Constructicons go, this is an amazing set. So, you know, you get what you want to out of the 6 pieces here. And so I think they really fit the bill. You also, and this comes with long haul and hook. This is the crotch plate. I've gone ahead and removed the flap. So you transform this into a trailer. I have no intention of ever using this as a trailer. So I went ahead and just removed that pin because this is what I need this for. And you also, in that set, receive this chest piece right here. And it does the same thing on both sides. And again, there are no stickers on this. All these are tempographs, and they're done beautifully. So, and then of course, we get 2 little hand bits. And I can't get that. That one is always so stiff. I don't know what is wrong with there, but you go ahead and you flip that out there. And you get the little hand. It looks pretty good. I mean, for what it is, at least it opens. I have to give them a huzzah on it opening. That is one of my big complaints with the smaller bots, the individual bots, is the hands don't open. I hate this frozen hand thing that they do. I feel like they could do like third party do and make all of the hands on ball joints. So maybe you could switch them through and give you a little bit much, but then that might be too much at a retail price point. So I kind of understand why they don't. Still, it would be nice if they would do something like that and explore it in the future. So, but overall, that is my review of Studio Series 86 Constructicons. Let me throw them right here, and we'll get a nice little family view. Well, we'll get a couple of them on there. Anyway, so we'll get these guys on here so you can see how they pair up with their little friends here. So we'll do this in 3 bursts. So there you have these strapping young lads. And yeah, they look great. As far as cartoon accuracy, this is everything I would want as far as cartoon accuracy. The toy itself is a toy, so it does suffer from toy syndrome, which is what I call it. But, you know, overall, it is a really good piece. You know, for the price point, if this is what you collect, and you collect mainline Chug figures, then you are going to be absolutely ecstatic with these. But if you're more like me and more of a masterpiece collector, these might be a miss for you. You may not want, you know, especially if you have the Combiner Wars Devastator. I don't know. It's very subjective. You know, I mean, there's, you know, on both sides, there's ways to go. But all right, well, I'll go ahead and wrap this part up. I'll be right back with Devastator and some comparisons and some final thoughts. All right, and here they are all combined up into forming Devastator. This is a very very standard for what Hasbro is putting out now. Solid quality. It's very solid, very secure. You can pick it up, you can shake it. It's not going to fall apart. I encourage you to try that with any of these. Yeah, you'll just break those. So as far as that goes, this is very friendly to handle, very friendly to play with. It does have a lot of compromises in it that I absolutely hate. You can tell overall it does retain features from the Combiner Wars Devastator over here. And a lot of them are detrimental. But I would have to say that this is the finest Devastator that I've received, or that I think I've ever seen from Hasbro. This is definitely peak Hasbro. This on the back is very unsettling to me. I hate that. That is such an eyesore. I know it kind of looks like that in the animation, but it's more flat on his back. It's up higher. There's a DNA kit that'll come out and fix that. There is DNA kits that will be coming out for each one. They got cool little trumpets. They fixed some of the gaps. Most of the Quables that I had will be fixed with the DNA kits, so I will definitely be purchasing those. I will bring him back when we do have those. I'll have a video where we install each one of the kits, and we'll see the final form of where this guy ultimately ends up. As far as right now, as far as the competition goes, the only thing that really sits in my mind is the price point on this is very close to the price point of this Jin Bao over here. And I think if you're looking for a display piece or a display Devastator, this might be a better option. It's a little bit more solid. It visually, for me, it does it more. It's a little bit more style-esque. But I kind of like that. It's like a older version of the childhood memory. I really like this. This I like because it is very G1. I got it to go with my Magic Square Constructicons here. I'm actually going to break him down and use the vehicles to go behind each one of these guys to be a silhouette of the vehicle behind them, because I'm fortunate enough to have these other Constructicons from other lines that I enjoy. Ultimately, this is my main display Devastator. I know he's not tune accurate or anything, but I absolutely love the color palette on him. Yeah, this is by far and away my taste, just to give you an idea of what my preferred aesthetic is. This one I do enjoy. I use this one in my G1 shelf, and this one I've just always had. I got this from a friend many years ago, and it's just managed to ride it out. This did require a lot of DNA kits. This has 3 separate DNA design kits on it. So this one did have its flaws. Most people like it because it's large. It's about masterpiece scale. But when this guy came out, he changed the scale of the combiners. So the combiners, about the time where this guy came out, were about this size. This guy came out, was a little bit bigger, and has then changed the aesthetic to the larger combiners. So most of your combiners now are standard this size, which makes this guy, look at this little table out of the way here, come up really short for a masterpiece collection. Though if you're collecting mainline Chug, this guy's a fantastic option. I think either way, I mean, he's a good option. Like I said, it's subjective. I'm a little bit of a snob in the way that I'm spoiled and have been, been fortunate enough to get these other pieces that I have. But ultimately, you can decide which one works for you, and you can add that to collection, and everyone will be happy. But so I figured I'd present this to you, go over it, tell you what I thought. I give this a 7. My honest review is I give it a 7 out of 10. It could have been so much better. I think it's really unfortunate that we have to rely on a third party or another company to make accessories for this to bring it up to snuff. I think once it gets the DNA upgrade kits, I think that it will be very good. I think they will fix all of the Quables, the hollow bits. I imagine they'll get articulated fingers. I imagine they'll fill in. It's hard to say what we'll get here. There were so many with this one, so I expect more with this one. But that's the Clunacy review of Transformers Studio Series 86 Devastator. We hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.